DL Trader here with today's trade recap. It's Thursday, 11th of April. Bit of a late recap today, so I'm gonna try and make this one short so I can get off to bed. But actually took a trade and left it running for the most of the day, hence the later review. So first trade of the day I took was ATAI, big runner. Looking at the daily chart, third day, big gap down, so looking for a push towards previous close, top out and get short. So took this took the spike towards the open. I took a short, risking this just above this level, the sort of pre-market spike that failed. Once in the money, got a good added more, and then covered some into the wash. And was waiting for a bounce up here to get more short, pulling my risk down to sort of this level. But got another washout, so added some more short down here lower for a move down. You know, there's a lot of room for this one to fall, so I thought it was worth getting those shares back on. After it held this low and took this big sort of bounce back up, decided to trim some in case it did reverse, which it did, so stopped out on the rest just there. Then took another short after this top out. You know, this is a big bounce, failed, so took a short for a move lower, but ended up trimming some here, pretty much 3/4 of the position I think, and then getting short more up here for this kind of, you know, this stuff move here, which I got. So got short, added more, you know, thought about covering some of this wash, but I knew how much this could drop, so I wanted to be patient. Got some more into the bounce, pulled the risk down as it went, covered some into this wash, and then was patient with the rest. Left the screens around here, left my stop. Probably would have got some more shares on, put these ones back on. But nevertheless, came back to the screens in the afternoon and started covering. Actually had to leave about 3:30, so closed out the rest of the trade here. Looks like a good exit because it sort of grinded a little bit back up. So overall, the biggest winner of the day, because I did size in here with a few more shares as I've been trying to do up my size. So a good winner on ATAI. Second trade was GLG. Now this is the missed opportunity of the day, really. Big gap up. Wanted to wait for that morning squeeze, which it got. Felt like it topped out just here, so got short for backside. Stopped out that high day break, and then after this sort of stuff move, I got short again just here, and then actually stopped out again. A bit annoying because I felt like my stop was actually a bit too tight there. Should have let it sort of test high day first, so missed out on this little move down here. Once I saw this move, I felt like it probably could go lower, so waited for the bounce, waited for the failed bounce, got short, covered some, added some back on, trying to get into that working the trade position, but ended up trimming it and then stopping out. So happy with my management there, you know, not turning a winner into a loser, just you know, keep at it, short after the top out, tight risk. If it works, start working the trade. If it doesn't, stop out. So after these moves, I did actually get short again. Actually, sorry, this was interesting. So this is my stop here for green, and then I forgot. Well, it moved so quickly that actually my stop order triggered along, instantly sold half into the rip there, and felt like, well, let's just see what happens, and it ripped higher, so sold the rest. So actually had a nice accidental long. As soon as I sold that half, I put the rest on for a break-even stop, so it was a sort of a risk-free trade. So I got a nice long there, and then shorted in here after this big pullback for more downside. Short, trimmed some here as it started to push up, but then put them back on after it failed and covered into the wash. Added them back on here for a lower move. Took some off, took some more off. Now, I could have been more patient with this, but after it did this slam down, VWAP reclaim, I've seen this many times where it goes off and squeezes way higher. So took it off. Perhaps I should have, you know, put another position on after here, after this lower high for a move lower, risk just here, and I may have been able to capture this big move here. So missed out on that, but I did end up green on the name, small green, so better than a loss. After GLG, it was PHUN. So PHUN, gone crazy after my trade, but I felt this was super risky. I took a look at the daily chart and I was just like, you know, it didn't look like it's even moved. So I wanted to be super careful. It halted a couple of times. Halted here, reopened and instantly pushed up really high. Considered a short, but I just felt it was pretty risky. At this time, I think it was red on the day, so I didn't want to force things. And then this huge wash candle. So I gave it some time and felt like it was failing to bounce. So it took a short risk just above there and covered half into the wash. Then put those shares back on for a move lower. The thing I've been working on is trying to get those shares that I'm covering back on so that when my winners run, I'm growing that P&L. If you don't, you know, you're effectively scaling out those positions and turning your winners into small winners. So then stopped out for break even on the rest. Took another short after this this sort of stuff move here, added some on and then stopped out. You know, it did pull back lower, but look what it's gone and done. So I think at this time I was thinking it could do this, so just goes to show. Okay, and the last trade was PM trade, small size, just a bit of a wallet padded type trade. Let it rip up, let it test high of day, and once I felt like it couldn't break out, took a short, risking high of day, and only had 100 shares, which is the minimum size, so covered into this wash. Here, waiting for a bounce to add back on, didn't come, so just left it alone. This sort of trade just goes to show why you've got to, you know, you've got to put those shares back on, because look what I missed down here. So overall, green day, another green day, ATAI, you know, winner, break even, winner for backside, GLG, trying to work it, not patient enough, PHN probably did the right thing, and YVR, got to get those shares back on. That's what I'm going to take tomorrow's trading and try and keep upping that size like I've been doing this week, and hopefully we can improve. Okay, cheers.